Hey everybody, I'm John Ritland. This is
The Terminator.
We're both battling colds.
Yes.
Not exactly fun, likely 24-hour flus. Anyway, our review of AEW Dynamite.
Our show may not be sick, but we are.
Wait, what?
What?
Alright. AEW Dynamite, Episode 1. Wrestling is back on TNT.
And it's Dynamite.
It's out of sight. TNT. Okay.
And they'll win the fight.
Alright, yeah. I was going to actually lose the lyrics if I kept doing that. So, the show was a tale of two shows. There were some issues. You're going to have that in the first episode of a brand new wrestling promotion.
Yes.
But there was more positive than negative. And NXT review, by the way, will be up later. I'm not going to compare which one won the war. We might do an audio podcast somewhere, but we'll see how we feel. I'm going to make mention really quick, though. The NXT review, American Horror Story review, depending on how I feel tomorrow, may not do anything. I might review the NWA weekly show that they're going to start doing. Friday for SmackDown, Hell in a Cell predictions, Joker review Saturday, Hell in a Cell review Sunday.
Yeah.
Unless we suddenly start feeling like shit, and then, I'll just do that stuff and you'll rest. But anyway, the opening's a little goofy.
Not that goofy.
I mean...
it was alright. They spent all their money on special effects and didn't put enough budget into the music.
The pyro was kind of weak in the beginning. It was like, hey, set pyro to meh.
Set pyro to meh!
They don't need to blow their wad all in the beginning of the show. Yeah.
I mean...
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
So we get JR...
There's some different fireworks.
We get JR, Tony Schiavone, and Excalibur on commentary. Tony Schiavone is back commentating on wrestling on TNT. 2019 is wild.
Yeah.
We get packages for Cody and Sammy.
That put butts in seats.
It did put butts in seats.
Speaking of butts in seats, did you see how many butts in seats there were?
A lot of people there.
Oh, yeah.
Now, there were a few empty seats here and there during the show, which maybe could be people that either couldn't make it or...
Had to go to the bathroom, had to get some food, had
something
to take
like
a
that.
walk. Stir-fried vegetables.
Yeah, I was going to say. We get a package for Cody and Sammy.
Ladies.
And that was cool. That was really cool. I like how they did that, but they got right into it. They had the announcers. They got to the package. Then they got to the match. One person in the crowd, Vince Fear's ratings. Call back to Eric Bischoff. Pulling that sign from the crowd. Whoever you are, great. Thank you. Cody with Brandy versus Sammy Guevara.
Yes.
Good match.
We've seen Sammy Guevara live. Dude is fantastic
Really
performer,
good.
and this was a great match.
Aubrey is the ref, by the way, who we just saw at Defy Northwest Wrestling literally on Friday.
For the last time at Defy, for now.
Yes. The crowd hated Sammy. I mean,
But that's because Cody's the more well-known name, so of course he's going to come across as the face.
The thing that makes me laugh, though, about Cody's a face, Brandy's clearly a heel.
Ebony and ivory. And that's not about the race, it's about their dichotomy there.
Okay.
And their characters.
I wasn't going to make the comment about black being evil.
Sammy Guevara, I don't know if they're going to put him as a face or a heel yet. Mm-hmm. And after judging the crowd reaction, Guevara healed it up more.
And I think that was a pretty good move. There was a couple nice trading of cutters. Sammy pulling Brandy in the way of a dive. That was some good shit.
Yep.
Brandy, that's what you get for being out there at ringside. You should not be there at ringside if you don't expect to get bumped.
I think she did. That's why she was there.
Just gonna torpedo that? Okay. There was a cool thing where Sammy missed a moonsault, then came back and hit a shooting star press for 2. Standing shooting star press. That was some good stuff. Disaster kick for 2 after Brandy used her shoe. What a heel move. Nice Spanish fly by Sammy for 2.
Yes.
And then after a bit, inside cradle, 1, 2, 3. Cody gets the win.
Yep.
This is a well put together match and a great opener.
And after the match, Guevara goes for a handshake with Cody Rhodes.
While Tony Schiavone is staying in the ring.
Yes. And so they go for the handshake. As they're shaking hands, Jericho, I believe, runs in.
Yes.
And unloads on Cody, and Guevara is looking at what's going on. He's like, nope.
Just unloads on him. Unloads his bubbly all over him.
Act natural.
So yeah, that was fine. And then Jericho does this point. They actually said, hey, we're going to go to commercial and we're going to have picture-in-picture. That was great.
Yes.
They said that we're going to do that.
And they tended to do that not in the middle of matches, but in between matches when possible.
Yeah, and I mean, if they did it during matches, it was during spots where it's like, okay.
Yeah, during a beatdown like this, that's perfectly fine.
Yeah, and then we have Jericho hitting a powerbomb on Cody on 2 memory foam chairs.
Yeah.
Oh! Whoa. Ow. But, good stuff. Good way to open it. We get Brandon Cutler versus MJF. A lot of asshole chants for MJF, who is easily the best heel in wrestling.
Yeah.
Him and Jay White. I mean, you got to be
on the mic. Who's better?
I would almost say MJF, but that's only because I don't think the New Japan crowd understands much of what Jay White says. But Jay is great in backstage interviews and on promos. He really is. Work-wise, I would have to say MJF is, or promo-wise, MJF is better. Work-wise, I will say Jay White is better. But Brandon did tweak his knee at one point, seemingly. I don't know. It seemed like he was selling it. But they did go to a finish.
It looks like they called the end of the match there.
Yeah, they did go to a finish really quick. Armbar by MJF, gets a tap out. That was nice. Don't have every match be 20 goddamn minutes.
Yeah. If every match is 20 minutes, no match feels special.
Yeah, and also you won't have any time for commercials.
Although there was one match that went on a little bit more than 20 minutes. 2 matches, 3 matches.
Yeah, well, some just seemed like they did. We get Jay and Silent Bob at ringside. Look, I get that it was probably
interviewed by one Chris Van Vliet,
who interviewed Aubrey Edwards earlier today. You point out that it was probably to plug the movie and that they probably bought that time and they probably bought those tickets.
Yeah, and it's better than having to sit through a commercial break for it too. And Kevin Smith, he's, a figure that can help bring in other crowds.
Yeah.
Like, who else will show up?
Right.
That kind of attitude. The fear of missing out.
Good on him for losing that much weight, by
yeah,
the way.
dude.
I mean, I know he had the heart issues, but good on him for losing that much weight.
I know what it's like. You should probably update your wardrobe, though, buddy.
Yeah.
Trust me. You'll feel a lot more comfortable in clothes that actually fit you.
How much have you lost, by the way?
I am a pound and a half shy of 95 pounds.
Of 95?
Yeah.
of losing 95.
Yeah.
I was really confused. I was like, God damn.
Yeah, like Riho weight there.
Yeah.
I've lost essentially a full Riho.
Don't Google that, by the way, folks. Don't Google that. Do you want to know why?
No.
No.
Let's move on.
Right. Here's my issue with it, though. If I'm going to pick on WWE for putting celebrities on screen, I got to pick on AEW for I didn't really care for this. I think it was a good use of Angelico and Jack Evans. They just got their face in a private party were there. That was what it was.
Yep.
SCU's outside the White House. Well,
my fellow Americans.
And that Scorpio Sky Obama impression was absolutely great. It was brief, but it was good. And then SCU's in there.
Included that. This is the worst town I have ever been in.
I mean, he had to do that.
Yeah.
Because at this point, Washington, D.C. probably would be the worst town to be in. Sorry to anybody that lives there, but I feel bad for you guys. SCU and Lucha Bros, basically just a scrap to hype up their, them being in a tag team tournament. And that was fine. They had to pull apart, and Aubrey Edwards getting in Daniels' face. That was some cool stuff. We then get Hangman Page versus Pac, and JR says, the man that gravity forgot. Are you allowed to say that, JR?
Like legally. Legally, are we allowed to say that?
I mean, it's a good question. It was cool, though. We get some fast moves, start off. There was a botched splash off the ropes, like Pac milked it, and then kind of hit this 450 splash that didn't really work. Maybe it's because he didn't plan the distance. I'm going to say this much about Page. I'm worried with Page that they're trying to make him happen instead of making it happen organically. And I fear it's going to backfire on him. Page was very good in the G1 last year. And did well.
They are still in the process of establishing their stars, though, too. Like, they're still, getting everyone established into what roles they're going to be in, what the crowd reacts to them as.
Right.
So, I mean, it could be that they may push him a little too fast, but he's also in that nice period of time in which, if it doesn't work, he can go heel.
Yeah, and I mean, he did fine as a face in New Japan. I think a heel turn at some point will probably have to work. There was a nice fall away slam off the ropes by Page. That was really well done.
Yeah.
But referee got distracted because I believe it was Earl Hebner. who was around when the first NWA champion ever was crowned.
Yeah, and Pac.
Low blow.
Yeah. Picked up some tricks in Japan, probably learned from whoever taught Shinsuke Nakamura and just went for the balls.
Kakamura.
Black
Arrow instead of Red Arrow. And then the Brutalizer. And that taps out Hangman Page. However, you point out about Page.
Yeah. So, ring positioning. Here are the ropes. Here's his leg bent this way or this way. And he could just easily have just moved his leg over.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, this is scripted stuff. But,
yeah,
there are the little things that might just elevate it a little bit more by making sure that you pull them out further before getting, like, the ring center.
Always make sure to pull out further.
Yeah.
That was what you were going for, right?
Yeah, the accidents could lead to high costs.
Backseats in the accident. Wait.
Backseats in the accidents. Good English.
I English good. Nyla Rose versus Riho for the inaugural AEW Women's Championship.
This went on for a while.
Let me just say this much. Britt Baker on commentary. This is the problem, though, when you have 4 commentators on there. Britt had Alex Marvez levels of energy for this.
Of contributions.
And that, too. To be fair, you're throwing 4 commentators out there, but it's just... This wasn't a good use of Britt.
Yeah. It was down to Excalibur and Shivani, and it might be a little bit better.
Yeah, use JR occasionally.
Use JR for...
big matches.
Main events.
Cody matches, that kind of stuff. Because he doesn't know how to call women's matches. He just fucking doesn't. I just... Father Time's undefeated. And it caught JR a while ago. It was a good strength versus power match. I do agree with you, it went on a little bit long, however, I get...
Nyla had both the strength and the power.
What?
You said strength versus power.
Strength versus speed.
Yes.
That's what I meant. There was a cool STF spot during the commercial. That was nice stuff. There was a nice chair spot where Nyla laid a whole bunch of chairs out, laid Riho on him, and did a splash off the apron, which, what do you think was going to happen, by the way? I mean, that looked like it hurt.
Yeah.
It just... Riho came back with some stomps. Nyla then dominates a whole bunch during the break.
Yes.
There were some close near falls, including that one roll up that we swore was 3. Now it wasn't a botch, but it was close. There was another close near fall where Nyla nearly got it.
There were quite a few near falls in this match, but I think that's the general flavor of AEW.
Yeah.
It's not over till it's over.
Yeah, and which is something they need to work on a little bit.
Yeah.
Because that's my one criticism.
Overworking the crowd can tend to lead to crowd apathy, in the sense that they all have energy and they can't provide more.
Right. So, we get some good knee strikes aplenty. Shockingly, Riho gets the win.
Yes. I was very surprised by that.
Now, we're going to finish up about this match. I'm going to explain why this isn't a bad thing. Even though I wanted to see Nyla win. Riho wins. Michael Nakazawa.
Yeah.
Is in the ring going to do an interview with Riho, Japanese and all that. There are people that are saying, that Naka sandbagged her on the powerbomb, which no, he didn't. It would be stupid to sandbag somebody on a powerbomb.
Sandbag Nyla.
Sandbag Nyla.
Yeah. Nyla ran in to go and powerbomb him.
Yeah. And I get why people might have thought that, but all that Nakazawa would be doing is setting himself up to get his neck broken. Nyla recovered, to her credit. She set him down carefully, did it again, and hit a really nice powerbomb. And there were multiple people saying this. Nobody I follow, but some like tweets that I saw where people were saying that. And I'm like, okay, guys, no. So if anybody that I follow said that, also ain't knocking you.
Yeah, otherwise he'd end up being knocking his head on the mat.
Yeah. But Nyla recovers, does that, goes to beat down Riho some more. Kenny Omega saves her as Riho and Omega have a relationship from DDT Pro. I believe. And so, okay, that ends that. Here's why Nyla losing isn't the worst thing in the world. I want to give you guys an example. 10-woman Battle Royal at Bound for Glory 2007. You would have thought they would have given it to Awesome Kong. They gave it to Gail Kim. Because Awesome was a monster and all that. And I mean, still is. Even though she's lost some weight. Awesome Kong eventually won the title from Gail Kim and they had a series of matches. as long as they don't let it drag much, and this one dragged a couple times. If they get it to where Nyla beats her in, like, say, January on TV, that's fine. That way you give Riho a nice little run. Nyla wins it, and then you build up another babyface. Because they got a bunch of women that they got to establish quickly in the coming weeks.
A lot of the men were already established, and they've been using that to their advantage, but the women shouldn't be falling to the wayside.
No.
Like, B. Priestley, a lot of people will know from, like, I think Rev Pro, WCPW.
And Stardom. And somebody that, like, apparently...
But for the general crowd, like, my old man watched AEW because he was excited to watch some actual wrestling.
Yeah.
You know, he's somebody who hasn't seen a lot of independent promotions like I have. I haven't even seen that many.
See enough, though.
Yeah, so you want to make sure that these people get established so that people who have no idea who they are, which would be the general populace of America, a lot of the rest of the world, you know, gotta get these people established, right?
I agree there, and I mean, again, I can totally see why some people wanted to see Nyla win. I do not believe for a second, though, and you guys can have this opinion if you want, I do not believe for a second this is any kind of shot against the transgender community. Because Nyla looked strong, got her heat back, and it was only after Riho threw everything at her that she won. It's the same stuff they did with Gail Kim and Awesome Kong. If this leads to Nyla losing, okay, then let's start saying that. But if this leads to Nyla beating Riho, then it's not that bad.
Yeah.
Because they do have a relationship with Stardom and other women, Joshi Pro Wrestling.
Joshi.
Right. They have Yuka Sakazaki. They could build that up.
Mm-hmm.
They could have her beat Riho, and then they could have Nyla beat Yuka. But I think the end result sometime in December or January is going to be that rematch. Nyla wins, goes on a run, loses it to another babyface. So, but if you guys want to have an issue with it, that's fine. The comment box is there. So, Omega, the Young Bucks, Jericho, Santana, and Ortiz, the former LAX, with TV time remaining. God, I miss hearing that. And it starts off hot. And then Moxley suddenly runs in, and Omega's like getting ready to do the Terminator dive thing. And then he's reacting like, wait, are they cheering me, as you said?
Yeah. Are they cheering me again? I mean, I haven't dived yet. And...
I haven't dived in.
Oh, he's behind me, isn't he?
And then Moxley starts beating him up in full view of the referee. Did DQs just not happen in this match?
I guess not.
I mean, apparently. They battle out into the crowd. At one point, Omega grabs a mop, Chris.
Yes, for he is the cleaner.
And then they did a DDT.
Mop.
Through a glass table.
Yeah.
Ow.
As you said, a pain in the glass.
Man, that was a pain in the glass. That I know that it was a gimmick table. Moxley just came off of elbow surgery recently.
Yeah.
That was scary. It was a bit scary. After this, 2-on-3, one of the Bucks got beat up. I don't remember which one. I'm sorry. I'm not the biggest Young Bucks fan. But they did eventually make the hot tag. When the Young Bucks actually sell and do some psychology with their wrestling, and not just the flippity-doo-dah shit, I don't mind.
Flippity-day.
My, it's a Judas effect. I can't rhyme. It's for 3.
Super kick day.
It's a super kick day. It was better. No, but seriously, there was some flippy stuff after one of the Bucks got the hot tag. But in the end, Judas effect, elbow for 3.
Yeah, LAX had a very good tandem offense that they did, and then they brought up, was it Matt Jackson?
I think so. I don't know.
Yeah, one of the Jackson 5 and threw him towards Chris Jericho, got hit with the Judas effect, and pinned him for the Wyndham.
How many of the Jackson 5 are even still alive is my question. So, Cody runs down because there's a beatdown going on. He runs down because Jericho attacked him earlier.
And then Sammy runs down because Cody was, beat down by Jericho earlier.
Well, and then he kicked him in the dick.
Why? Why did they kick him in the dick?
And then Dustin running down, so Jericho's no longer the oldest guy in the ring.
Yes.
So,
but then, just when it seems that, Dustin is standing tall, someone comes charging in from the crowd into the ring, and it's Jack Hager?
Jake.
It's
okay. We're thinking Jack Swagger, because that's what he was for so many years. Jake Hager.
Jaxie Swagger.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. He runs that. Hey, as you pointed out about this, he showed More charisma.
Yeah, he showed more charisma in that brief moment than he did in his entire WWE career.
They also pushed him way too soon, to be fair.
Yeah.
There, but
they never do that.
No, they never give the championship to Jinder Mahal and stuff like that. So, I want to say this, though. That's a nice little stable. LAX, Jericho, Sammy, and Hagar. And hopefully this Hagar doesn't leave the group because of an ego like the other.
That'd be horrible.
Proud of that?
Yeah.
You should be. I like this, though. Now, it was...
I really do think they need to team Hagar up with Sammy so that we can have Sammy Hagar.
I'm disappointed I didn't think of that. And they had them, I think, standing next to each other, so there we go. So, there were some issues, there was some stuff, but I'm going to say overall a B. I enjoyed this show.
Leaning towards a B+, but it is a B in our opinion. In our humble opinion. And if you agree or if you disagree, leave a comment. Grade up on the poll, because the poll's got the things with the grades.
Yes, it does. Also, again, all those shows will be happening, but we will see. We're going to just hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button, do all that stuff. Leave the comments, as he said. We're going to edit this, and we're going to go rest and hopefully rest off these colds. I'm John Ritlin. This is
The Derminator.
So let's see what AEW brings next week.
Yes! No!